This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today we're going to take a look at the Monster High Real Drama Cleo de Nile doll. As you might recall, a couple years ago they put out a set of 4 Real Drama dolls that were almost impossible to find anywhere. This time they have brought them back for Phase 2 and added Cleo to the mix. Of course, I feel a bit cheated on this one because I did buy the subscription to the Monster High Club specifically to buy these dolls, only to find out that they were going to be made available on other websites as well. So, Mattel, kind of ticked off about that. Because when I got to the website to even order from Mattel, they were all sold out already, except for Cleo. I'm assuming they manufactured a bunch of extra Cleos because they wanted to make sure that those who got the first release of the Real Drama dolls could add her to their collections as well. So the front of the box just shows kind of like a cinematic display here. Different pictures of Cleo. As you've noticed, she is in black and white with gold highlights. And when we drop the box, we see the multi-language thing. That's a wrap. Cleo de Nile isn't just Monster High royalty. She sits on the cinematic throne too and rules the screen in scare-tastic style. I'm not going to try to read the other ones, which look like, it looks like Spanish, French, and I am honestly not sure what the third language is. But let's go open this sucker up, shall we? Oops. Oh, I totally missed the tape on that one. And cut the cardboard instead. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna have wrecking this box because I haven't opened up a Monster High box in forever. Jeez. Just as a quick additional note, we of course have this nice little poster, which the top of this one is bent, which really ticks me off. This is really nice. I actually really like these with the only 2 that I got previously, which was Frankie and Claudine, who I got, by the way, at a liquidation warehouse for damaged products. So, yeah, but this looks nice. What is this? Micro pack loop recyclable. I've never seen one of these added before, but this does not feel like recyclable material. Okay, so now that we have our Cleo de Nile out of the box, we can take a look at her. Well, let's get that rubber band off of her. Ooh. All right, so let's go ahead. Oh, jeez. And they got a rubber band to help hold this thing on, and I don't really want to take the rubber band off because this thing never stayed in place on the regular doll. But it's not as high as it should be on her thigh either, because it's more like a garter than a cell phone holder. Oh, shit. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a close-up of her face here. There does seem to be some glue on her cheek from the hair. Right up there above the gemstone, which in black and white doesn't look quite as nice as it usually does. I'm not sure that's even the same pattern on it that they've had on previous versions. Her earrings are gray. Well, everything's gray, black and white, except for her head. Her hair band is hidden deep in her hair. Not as prominent as it usually is. I think usually the headband's a lot further up front. The outfit itself is a pretty nice rendition of her clothing. Although, I'm not sure what color this is actually supposed to be here. I know it's gray, but I don't know about what you guys are seeing on the camera, but it seems like it does have a bit of a yellow tinge to it. And, when I was messing with her, it looks like I knocked the Velcro loose, which is why everything's flapping around a little bit more than it should be. Alright. So, the current... Well, maybe it's because of the way it's tied in the back, but these things are supposed to be looping around her breasts, and this one is up on top instead of going underneath. So that's a bit of an issue, which, like I said, I think can be corrected by redoing the tie here, which we may have to do anyway because when we take her apart to look at her a little bit more. So let's go ahead and just remove her. No, okay, let's get that out of the way. So she's still got the, oh my gosh, tube top. Yeah, it's a, well, it's basically a jumpsuit tube top kind of a thing. The clear straps on the shoulders, which will probably yellow eventually. On the back, just the usual kind of things we see. Her belt still fits on her hips the way they're supposed to. I don't know why this rubber band is so messed up. Fine, let's get rid of it. Her cell phone here. From back before they had the eye coffins. It comes out of the holster. Whoa. Ah, I can't hold on to it apparently. And it slips in her hand just fine. I'm sorry if this video is kind of weird just because of the space I'm using to do this. It's taller than this. The doll is taller than the space is. There's nothing on the cell phone screen, however, but it does have like a clip in the back to hold onto her hand. Unlike the later like eye coffins and stuff where they had it so that it was almost like a ring. Articulation wise on this doll. Jeez, the earring just went back into her hair too. I almost forgot about the fun with dealing with the accessories. Okay, so Cleo's head is on a ball joint and can spin all around. Arms hinge up and down and spin around in a 360. Elbow, you get basically the 90 degree, slightly better, like maybe like 95 degrees almost. And of course there is a pin so it spins around. The hand spins 360 and has an in and out hinge at the palm. No waist articulation. The legs only spread out about this far. However, she can do the splits like this. And look at all that hair coming out, man. Some of that might be my fault from, cutting out the straps instead of just like pulling her out, but lots and lots of hair falling out of her. We have a single joint in the knee. Does a little less than 90. It is hinged, so you can spin it a little bit. The thighs don't spin at all. And there's no ankle articulation because, As I recall, a few of the dolls in Monster High have had the boob cut. I think the Generation 3 ones might have it. No. Or at least I think they did. Maybe they don't have it anymore. I know the last ones I've done, which have all been the surprise ones with limited articulation, so they wouldn't have had it. So her thigh holster should be somewhere around here. And I just put it on upside down. Put her phone back in place. Put her back on the stand. She also comes with a mini version of her poster, which looks good, and this one isn't quite bent the same way that the other one was at the top. I might actually want to get a frame for that one and not the other one, the larger one, and actually hang it up somewhere. Because again, remember, Cleo de Nile is my favorite Monster High character. Then we have Hisette, her snake, which they gave her some other weird ass pet in the beginning of G3 and eventually gave her Hisette as well later. As far as the toys go, I've never actually watched the cartoon or the live action. And then we still have her top to put back on, which this should be kind of fun and interesting to try to do because I suck at this with these small straps. First off, let's see if we can make sure we get that put in the right area. Wow, that failed miserably. Yay! Okay, so it's sitting better than it was now. On top of her chesticles. Ah, man, that was kind of painful to do too, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so the overall on this doll, I think she looks gorgeous. I do like the black and white style that they did. Originally, they had done a Frankie Stein in black and white for the San Diego Comic-Con many years ago when Monster High was first introduced, and did not take off at that point. So a lot of those black and white Frankies went to, I think, the Justice stores for sale, which is where you got a lot of the Monster High stuff too. And early Ever After High were there as well. Then later on, they did a black and white Frankie for one of the movies where she was in a bathing suit, which looked pretty nice too. Also hard to get. Not super hard to get, but you know. But when they decided to do these real drama dolls and do the black and white with a single additional color in them, I think this was a genius move by Mattel in order to get more sales and, of course, bring back some of the G1 style dolls. Although, as I say that, I just like to point out that it seems like every single special doll that they put on their website is actually based on the G1 bodies and not any of the G2 or G3 bodies, leading me to the conclusion that G1 is still one of the preferred styles. I still think Cleo de Nile is one of the best characters from Monster High simply because she is the only one who really seemed to have her personality evolve over time. She was obviously meant to be the mean girl in school, and while she did keep somewhat of that mean reputation, she did end up becoming friends with everybody eventually. And I'd like to think that the time that actually occurred is if you watch all those old Monster High shorts that they used to do on YouTube. The one where it really threw to me was when Frankie had mentioned having never seen some movie and Cleo started setting up or saying, oh, you have to watch this, and rallied the girls together so they could do it, only to have Frankie have to power the projector, so she was the only one who actually did not get to watch it. But, it's a funny story. I love those old Monster High shorts from back in the original series G1. Man, they were great to watch. But yeah, I would say if you like these real drama dolls, and you are a big fan of the Generation 1 dolls, I think these are a great series to buy. I would recommend them. I was not disappointed with the Frankie or the Claudine I got. I also, like I said, this one came from Mattel Creations. It was the only one I was able to order from them because, again, the others were sold out. But I ordered the rest of them from Big Bad Toy Store, and supposedly that order is processing soon, although it said that for the last few days, which has me a little bit concerned because usually it only takes about 2 days to process and get the stuff in your pile of loot. When I get those dolls, I'll also do a review on Draculaura and Laguna. And if you enjoyed this look at the real drama Cleo, please hiss that like button. And if you want to see more of my nonsense in the future and take a look at the upcoming dolls that I just mentioned, please feel free to subscribe. As always, I thank you for watching. Peace and love.